Hi everybody. So my next, it's not a poem, it's a children's story, and it was actually not my idea. I used to tell a lot of bedtime stories and poems to my children, obviously read them all my work, and I was putting my 5-year-old to bed one day and she asked why can't she write a story. So I sat in bed with her and she gave me all her ideas and she discussed with me what what we like in this poem. So we wanted it to be about animals, we wanted it to be about mummies, and we wanted to exclude spiders. The minute I mentioned a spider in the poem, that was it. She was out of bed. Mummy, no. So yeah, my schmumpy. Actually, this is her poem because she actually wrote it. I put the words together and composed it, but I can't take credit for this poem. It's a little bit of a long story because it's not obviously a poem, it's more of a children's story. But I hope you enjoy it and I hope you find it just as amusing as I did at the time. And yes, all royalties obviously will go to Schmompy for this one. So this one is called Annimumal. I might make a few mistakes because it is a long poem, so you must forgive me because reading my writing is horrendous. Like terrible, terrible writing. Spelling's all right now. So it's called Annimumal. Right. So enjoy. Hope you've got a cup of tea ready. So, once upon a time there was an Annimumal, different to the rest. She was brilliant and beautiful, and she always tried her best. But one day, Mummy's day, was put to the test, to find out who she was, and no one could have guessed. Miss Annimumal, that was her name. She was so different, no one else was the same. She hopped around so happy, just playing a mummy's game. She was so furry and lovely, and ever so tame. She embarked on a journey with new people to meet. She hopped down the garden and jumped into the street. She was happy in motion and with her big feet, always causing commotion to look for a treat. Annimumal was lonely, and with her brown fur, she dashed through the desert with the tumbleweeds there. She wanted to know if the people did care to know who she was, but they just looked and stared. Annimumal, she saw a long endless neck. A giant in the desert, I'm afraid, what the heck? I am so small with no height at all, and you are so tall and higher than a wall. Gertie Giraffe says, you make me laugh. Why are you here invading my path? I am an Annimumal, my destiny's due. I am your friend, you see, but I don't look like you. How can I tell what animal I am? I don't growl like a bear or look like a lamb. All I know is I've got 2 big feet, with my hands in my pockets as I hop down the street. How can I tell you if I don't know what's true? Could I grow a neck and do what you do? Gertie says, I am a giraffe, and I love to stretch and chew. I have a slinky neck, but I haven't got a clue. Maybe the Queen of Monkeys, she may know what to do. You're a funny Annimumal, perhaps she could tell you. Annimumal walked as she felt so sad and small. She thought, the Queen of Monkeys, she must know it all. As the Queen, she must know who I am, and what my place would be, because I have wandered over land and sand, and now the hills and sea. The Queen of Monkeys, high up in her tree. Could we have a chat, please, your Royal Majesty? The Monkey Queen swings near and far. She sees the paws placed in your pockets, but we don't know what you are. Maybe wise old Owl would let you know your kind, but Mr. True comes out at night and he's very hard to find. His head rotates like spinning wheel and eyes stare in his tree, but if you use this whistle, then an owl man you will see. Mr. True, I'm sure he'd tell you what kind of animal should know. We will send you on your journey, and I guess you'd better go. Annimumal could see and hear the rustling as she jumped over land and sea. I don't know what's going on, but who's that following me? Annimumal went in search of Mr. True. Maybe he's just hiding, feeling just as scared as you. Just then, staring through the bushes, two bright eyes so wide twirled in her direction, and Annimumal she was spied. What do you want with Mr. True? His wings descending down, two eyes like blinding headlights, with his claws cascading around. Please don't eat the fur of me. I am not good to chew. I am an Annimumal, and I've done nothing to Mr. True. I've been treading through the bushes with someone following me. I've been hopping off to find out if you know what I would be. I still hear those little footsteps just patting on the ground. My curious thoughts were thinking what wise old owl had found. Mr. True has spoken. Do you know what I am? What's that rustling noise? It's getting louder, man. The owl replied with laughter, They are your baby boys. You were blinded bright with sunstroke, and your babies the rustling noise. You've wandered off from home with your babies following you. You are an Annimumal, that's your name, you kangaroo. With all the sunshine on your head, you haven't got a clue. But your name is Annimumal, and you are a mummy kangaroo. You have a lot to learn on every track and turn. Your babies followed you because you are their mummy, and they didn't know what to do. Your babies thought it's funny. Don't forget you was a mummy when you hopped down the busy street looking for a little treat. Your babies wanted their pocket and to hold your picture in their locket. Just then the babies jumped out like two little cheeky boys about. We've been playing hide and sneak because we haven't any toys, and we are very cheeky little boys. So now we have the answer. You are not just anyone. You are our Annimumal, and such a lovely mum. Put your babies in your pocket so they don't feel all alone. Make sure that you lock it so they don't stray far from home. We love your little kangaroos, just cuddle them so tight. Remember Annimumal and just kiss your babes good night.